Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's Indian gold import update for the month of November 2017. India imported over 2.5 million ounces of gold in November. That's right, 79.277 tons imported into India in November. That's pretty close to 2,548,814.74 ounces. Now, Indian gold imports in November were down about 28% from the 110 tons imported in November 2016. That was a very big month in November 2016. And November's gold imports were up 10.7% from October 2017 imports of 71.612 tons. Preliminary December figures for 2017, which would then round out the year, were 77.7 metric tons from about 56.9 tons in December 2016. That is Bloomberg. Bloomberg always gets a guy at the ministry in India who leaks the data in advance for the more current month. The numbers that I report come from Nick Laird of Gold Charts R Us, who takes it directly from the Indian ministry site. So the numbers that I report on are the official numbers. The numbers that Bloomberg tends to get at the same time are the more current month, but they have not yet been released. So I try to report on the official numbers, and then we put in the preliminary number as well. So if you look at gold imports from November 2016 to November 2017, the last 12 months, especially since February, have been quite robust. There's been some dips, but for the most part, lots of gold going into India despite the government trying to stop it through taxation, through tariffs, and demonetizing the rupee as they did at the end of 2016. So gold remains a very preferred commodity in India. And let's just take a look, and it has been for a while, maybe a few thousand years. But here, and remember, India has no domestic gold mining production to speak of, so all this gold that they have, all this gold is imported from elsewhere. And you can see, other than 2016, the Indians were importing a lot of gold. Part of this drop here that you see that I'm circling around in 2016 is not just a result of the taxation, because that's always there, and uncertainty about whether they're going to change the goods and services tax, change the tariff. The 10% duty has been in place since 2013. The goods and service tax was being debated here. It came in lower than they expected, so you did see a rise. But this also reflects here. If you remember, early 2016, mid 2016, that's when the price hit multi-year highs at up to $13.50. So Indians did hold off on their purchases. They clearly are value purchasers. They're not short-term traders. They're not looking to make a quick buck. This is generational wealth that they buy, they store, they give, they wear. So obviously when it's on sale, they buy more, and when it goes up, they don't chase it because they're in it for a much longer period of time than trying to get a quarterly profit on it. Now here are the Indian gold imports, 99 to 2017. These numbers are increasing, in my estimation, basically because the wealth of India is increasing. No more, no less. I don't think it's a financial crisis issue, because before the financial crisis, you had a very nice year here, 2005. Since the financial crisis, 2009, it wasn't a big year for gold imports. So it's not directly correlated to any financial crisis. Indians always buy gold. I just think there's more Indians now than there were 100 years ago, and there's more Indians with money than 100 years ago, and a lot of that money goes to gold. Also, some of the Indian gold demand is based on the rainy season. You can probably track that when there's a good monsoon and they get good crops. Farmers have additional cash. They convert those rupees into gold, and of course the government doesn't like that. And this is a chart that Nick has done that shows percentage of gold imports into India as a percentage of overall imports. It's pretty high, and this screws up the Indian balance of trade, so they don't like this. Besides, they don't like having the Indians viewing gold as a monetary instrument. But this is a big problem because in a given month, it might be 10% of overall imports. And recently, it's You can see here in 2016 they were buying less. They were happy. It was only 4.5%, 5%. But in a good year or a good month, you can reach close to 20% of imports going into India. And you think that's a country, a billion people, and 10%, 20% of the stuff they import is gold. Now, gold for Indians is important for temples. They say that Indian people and households and temples, especially the people, have about 18,000 tons. I think there's about 4,000 tons in the temples. The Indian government doesn't think much of it. They have 557 tons. So always distinguish between a country and its central bank. Same with China. You always hear China's lying. They got more gold than that. Of course they do. That's the People's Bank of China Central Bank. This is Indian Central Bank. Big difference. It's got nothing to do with what the people have. It's just what the government has. I want to thank everyone for listening. If you want to buy gold or silver for yourself, please consider doing so through the Smaulgld site. It's SD Bullion, BGSC, Gold and Eagle Coins, Money Metals Exchange. I'll put some links below the BitChute and the YouTube. And if you do buy and you click on those links, you pay no more, no less than if you visited those sites directly. You can compare pricing and shipping, and Smaulgld gets a small commission. If you want to help the site out in other ways directly, you can donate via PayPal, become a patron, or donate Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum, all on the Smaulgld site. There's the Litecoin pitch, or at the links below the BitChute and the YouTube. Thank you very much for listening.